Hey, welcome or welcome back to my channel. We are chilling today, going to read for Gemini. So I picked out the first deck of Oracle cards, and I've picked a couple decks for other signs, and then we'll definitely do a good amount of tarot, and we'll get out of here. So without further ado, Gemini. What does Gemini need to know? Throat chakra, communication, fulfillment of wishes. Nines are all about getting to that stage of wish fulfillment. Fives are change. What does Gemini need to know? And just so you guys know, before I come on, I do like a sage situation or a Palo Santo. I do a prayer of protection and tap into spirit so that when I get together with you, we can just kind of get going. And I know I've been a little rambly. Not necessarily always like that. It just depends on what I'm channeling. And the energy the last couple of months has just been a little bit heavy, I guess. All right, this is for Gemini. What does Gemini need to know right now? Let's see, bottom of the deck. Foundation and achievements. You've been working towards something. Maybe it was like a New Year's resolution. 4th month, April. You're kind of still in like the early stages of something, if this resonates for you. Foundation is very important. So whatever we're building, mentally, physically, spiritually, it's so important that we start from the bottom. And I think that's why sometimes it's a dark night of the soul, or when people will say, I hit rock bottom. Often they build themselves back up again, much stronger, and sometimes in a very different direction. So what does Gemini need to know, Spirit? Why are we here? What does Gemini need to know? Gemini, please. 2 more shuffles. Gemini, please. Gemini. Okay. Partnership and alliance, 3. I wonder if this is, these cards are pretty shiny. Partnership and alliances. This is very 3 of Cups. Connecting with people, 3 of Pentacles. Doing things together. Celebrating. You may have felt either very isolated and you are coming into this new sense of, I need to get out there, I need to get moving, I need to do something. I'm getting this sense that like some of you are kind of, have this like uncertainty about like, well, where do you go and what do you do and how do you start and will it matter? Suffering in silence. And yeah, I'll take transformation. Empress. So how do we get to here? What I'm hearing is that there's just steps that you need to take. You have a new perspective. It's like if the wings were put on this person, this being, like the wings have been adorned to this angelic person, you might fly, like the fool's journey. You might start. And I'm getting the sense that there's part of you that is concerned about starting or continuing, or you've started something, but it's like, I don't know if this is the right thing. Am I not paying attention to the red flags? Am I not listening to my intuition? Am I supposed to be doing something else right now? Because I've already put all my eggs in one basket before, or many baskets. And maybe it hasn't always worked out. And you're kind of up for a sure thing this time. A sure thing would be really helpful to you. Even though you see multiple options, which can lend to you being a little bit uncertain sometimes. So at this moment, I would say that we're leaning in on people that we trust. I would say reconnecting with people from your past that you are certain of would just be one of those people that if you called them, it would be like you talked yesterday. Because they kind of just know your soul. If you've got someone that has gone to the spirit realm, talk to them. See what they have to say. Listen quietly. Because you don't want to suffer in silence anymore. What you want to do is transform and step out into a world where there are people who genuinely want to help you. Who are those people? How can they help you? Some of them might just be a walk your dog with them. Someone might be a, I don't know, let me see what you do. I'm not sure what I want to do. How do you do what you do? Ask questions of people. And you're never too old to transform. You can have a transformation at any age, any stage in your life. Your inner child is always a part of you, and that inner child is always game. And as far as I'm concerned, you have so much life to live. So if you want to go for that mountain in the distance, go for it. If you fall, you fall. You get back up. You learn something. You meet someone. You decide you're still going to go for that mountain, or you know what, that was a good try, but now I'm a little bit different and I really want to go to this mountain. I feel like sometimes we get stuck in this rut of like, you have been defined as what you are by honestly what you fell into maybe after you graduated from college, or you went to trade school, or you were entrepreneurial and started a salon, or you started your own real estate business or something. And now, well, you can't go do this other thing because it's so opposite of what you've done. There's no rules. There's nothing that says that you can't go do something else. Okay. And you're going to meet people, new people, You're calling in people who are a part of this new vibration. So this is just about uncertainty and fear. What can we get for you next? Let's do some tea leaves. This is for Gemini. 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 I like the colored ones. Okay. And I feel that one. All right. Let's see. What do we have? The key. Successful outcome to your problems. Okay, you're going to go over here. This is the worry about problem side. Confirmation, thank you. Fair woman. Dealing or relationship with a woman with blonde, gray, or white hair. I'm going to say this is someone that you might meet or someone that you know that is a part of your transformation. Solid foundation, success with effort. This is about starting from the bottom and building and making sure that it's like a Jenga set. You know, as you start to pull pieces away from the bottom, it starts to tumble, starts to shake, and then tumble. And what we want to make sure is that those blocks that you're putting down, rebuilding your sense of self, is solid. Again, success though. It's like a key to the tower. Affairs with your family. I'm getting some stress here. Worry about Well, now this is just screwing up my piles, but worry about an older feminine. Grief about an older feminine. Strong connection with an older feminine. I'm thinking like this is one of those stand at the kitchen counter and have a deep conversation kind of situations. So this may be someone that you want to let in on your feelings of suffering and silence. This is a part of your tribe. These partnerships. Stepping into a new experience. Yes. So not everybody in your family is going to understand this, what you're doing, or a relationship that you're coming out of or going into. This transition, not everybody's going to understand, or this interest in a transition. So your group might not be very big at first. Choose wisely who that group is. January tells me that these were thoughts that you started having at the beginning of this year. Like a new year or something happened in January, or you were so ready to put 2023 behind you 2023 was heavy and cold. There wasn't a lot of sunshine in your 2023. Sunshine meaning joy, pure joy. So you're building this tower for shelter up towards the sun so you can peer out. Time to get out of a situation. This is what I was picking up with a relationship. That there might be a relationship that is just not what you thought it would be. And this can actually be energetically connected or physically connected. Emotionally, spiritually. There are a lot of connections that we make to people. And situations. Situations would be like moving, your job, a particular project you're working on. There are people who are not pulling their weight. You have been super patient around them kind of catching up to where you are. Like, okay, we're gonna be kind of different people now. We're gonna like get control of our finances, or we're gonna travel more, or we're going to wrap up this project because we've been working on it entirely too long. And you can only saturate a sponge to the point of saturation. It's not like you can improve its status. So if you have something saturated with all of your hard work, your emotional stress, wishes, hopes, and that is still not enough, or you've done all you can, it's kind of time to like, having had soaked that all up, it's kind of time to like take that sponge and just squeeze it out in the sink. That's not taking the baggage with you as if you are this sponge. I don't know why I'm talking about a sponge. It seems like there's just a lot of things that you've cleaned up in your life. And this bucket spilled over. It's like you were washing things with this bucket. And you've come to a point where it's like, you just can't get it any better. And it's time to move on. Unsuccessful plans. This has to do with what we were just talking about, I think, where you may have thought that your plan for your life, for your relationship, for your job was good, was sealed up. But there's a knot in your stomach. You know that there's been red flags. This plan didn't exactly work out. But the other side of you is like, well, it could work out still. I could do this. What if I did that? And what Spirit is saying is, it's time. Just call it an unsuccessful plan. We're so afraid to fail or to like not make the thing that we thought we were going to make. When we're making something every day, all day. So you fall down. So you get back up. So your stomach's in knots. How do you untie that? Wring out that sponge. Pull back. Reach out for people that you trust. This is about your transformation, and part of you is super resisting it. This is interesting. The mule is being held by a rope. Someone is extremely stubborn and unwilling to change. Well, this speaks to one another. So it's really hard to change, especially when you feel like you thought you had it right. You thought you nailed it. This was going to be it. This was going to make you happy. You had it all planned out. And then things kind of didn't feel right, didn't go right. When I see a mule, I think like a pack mule heading up the mountains, like Mount Everest. You started to head up Mount Everest with your mule packed. Everything tied, ready to go. And then at some point you're like, is this even the right mountain? You know, I was supposed to meet people here. And the people that you're meeting may seem a little bit like not your jam. And it just seems a little off. There's nothing wrong with going back down and like regrouping. Or in this case, like going inward and regrouping, making camp where you are. Before I go any further, let me just figure this out. This is about you and your willingness to change. This is what you can look forward to as you let go. And I do love this phrase. And for those of you that are not religious in the sense that you believe in God, substitute it for something else. But it's like, let go and let God. Let go and let spirit. Let go and let it just blow in the wind and see what happens. Because what we see is that it's going to be something with abundance, where you feel nurtured, taken care of. A basket of food is, life-sustaining. And you're being rewarded for your hard work. It might seem like you're going to be punished if you drop this project, or you drop this situation, or you drop this direction that you're going. And what Spirit is saying is that you might actually be rewarded. I do get the sense that there are people who are not liking this whole idea of you being different than that idea that you kind of like, built your castle a certain way, like, oh, it's supposed to look like this, and so I'm going to do that. And now you're like renovating, your tower. And people are like, what are you doing? This was fine. And it's like, well, it was fine for you, but this is my life. And it wasn't fine for me. And I'm already like transforming. And like, once you start, it's not like you can be like, oh, and wait, I don't really want a spiritual awakening. I don't really want to do something where I'm more aware of myself. Because you open up the gate. You unlock the gate with this key. And you are already going. There's only one way. How far you get, you could be very stubborn and sit down and not move and be stuck. And stuckness sucks. because you watch everything go by you. You feel very detached. We don't want to be stuck. All right, I'm going to move these like this. This might be you as well, a fair woman. I get the sense that there's this this energy and it's opposite. And you are like, you know, the two minds. So there's a strong feminine need for feminine energy for this transition, this transformation. All right, let's do some tarot. What tarot should we do? Oh, you know what? Actually, I always like to get an animal card. Let me just check the time. Okay. Let me quick get an animal card. For Gemini, please. What animal do we need to know? What is this animal spirit that Gemini needs to hold on to? 2 more shuffles. Oyster. Oyster makes a pearl. This was a really tough journey for you. But like in silence, like you were, like nobody really knew that you were suffering. On the outside, it just looked like you were strong and solid and making it all happen. This was probably pretty like startling for some people to think that you weren't happy. Oyster. Thank you, Spirit. Patient, secret keeper, hiding inner treasures. The focus and determination of the oyster is unmatched. Anything an oyster personality puts their mind to, they achieve with grace and charm. The only problem is, oyster types often take their inner gifts for granted. They become shy or doubtful, and this can lead to withdrawing or protecting their deepest desires and life's work. When the oyster card appears, it's important to reveal your inner treasures. What is it you've been hesitant to share? The world is waiting to see. Yes, this is about the secrets you keep around how it is that you're pursuing your happiness. Because you've remained like a strong force for other people. And that like filled your cup up. It still does fill your cup up, but it's not enough anymore. Okay, we'll do these because they are sitting right next to me. So we're just gonna ask some questions about this transformation and maybe who these people are in your life that are here to help you. Some you know, some you don't, maybe. What does this transformation look like for Gemini? Who are these partners? What are they leaving behind? Interesting. I just said, what are they leaving behind? And the pile like stubbornly didn't want to come together. This is for Gemini, please. What does Gemini need to know? All right, let's find out what is it that you're leaving behind? Interesting. 3 of Cups in reverse. You're leaving behind some close relationships with people because their idea of happiness and your idea of happiness are not jiving. This might be this might be where you're leaving a situation. I'm getting like, maybe you're like a part of a club, or you're a part of like a circle of friends that have been together for a long time, or neighborhood, or something to do with school. Some like work friends that go out after work all the time together, or a card playing group or something. And it's just like, I don't really find this fun anymore. But how am I supposed to tell the people who are like super into it still? And this may resonate only for some of you. This might also mean, it really just means people who you are emotionally invested in. That there's like, this is like a sisterhood or a brotherhood or a close-knit family. So, situation you're leaving behind. Can I get another one for situation? Judgment. Spirit, the universe is asking you to think about who it is that you are. Leveling up. That the only way that you're going to get through the transformation without being stuck is to hold yourself in judgment, which is allowing yourself to awaken to thoughts and ideas that you agree with or you don't agree with, reflecting on parts of your life that you agree with or you don't agree with. Again, Gemini is very two-sided, and I think Spirit's asking that maybe you've lived on one side for a while. What does the other side look like? And the right side is masculine, the left side is feminine. The right side is concrete, the left side is intuition. So maybe you've even gotten like hurt on, I would say, the side that you are not using enough, because that means that you're kind of like detached from the feelings of that side. So you might like misjudge the space between something and like stub your toe, or literally like walk into the corner of a wall, or, you know, hurt your hand forgetting to like move it before the door closed. And if you are not enough in your intuition, which it seems like you're being asked to focus on your feminine energy, then your left side might be something that has even just gotten like paper cuts, and you keep hurting the same thing over and over again. So you're holding yourself in judgment. Literally your higher self is saying, hey, remember me? I'm over here. We've got stuff to do. How about what does this new partnership look like? Ace of Swords is clarity. This new partnership, 8 of Wands in reverse, Magician in reverse. You're going to want to stay like with me, myself, and I. As I mentioned earlier, like keep your allies close, And this transition, this transformation, quieter until you're ready. Because what this is telling me is that there's a challenge around communication and around intent and ability, that you might be like out of touch. And what your self is saying is, oh no, I'm clear. I'm very clear. It's just that there's more to do to attract the people, like in a new job or a new situation. It's not about trying to convince the people who you are with or the person that you're with, trying to convince yourself even that what you've been doing is okay, because they're not really listening. They don't really care. And you just need to move on your clarity. Because your mind is sharp right now. Okay, what about what can you tell me about this transformation? Yeah, you're working on your confidence right now. This is something that it would be good for you to focus on. The insecurities that you have around this, like, who am I really? And this idea that you're looking at other people thinking, how did they figure out how to be happy and I didn't? How did they have all the right answers and I don't? Kind of this like jealousy twinge. But it's really just about more of like desperation, that you really want to just have the answers that you need and you don't have them yet. So that's probably, as I was coming into this reading, like a little bit of the anxiety and that eclipse that I'm finding with signs that I'm tapping into. It's like leaving one thing behind and starting something else. And you're kind of in this like limbo right now. What does it look like after? Yes, 9 of Pentacles. Nines are about wish fulfillment. Following this transformation, if you can trust this process, stay sharp in your mind, continue to reflect, you will achieve this 9 of Pentacles. Abundance, appreciation for what you do, rewards. Right now, you're a little stubborn. Like, oh, I'm not really sure if I should. Who's coming in for you? Who's coming in for Gemini after this transformation? Or as part of this transformation? Okay. I will take them. That's a lot. I have to put these down. It's a destined relationship. It's a destined situation. It comes from a place of good karma. All the hard work that you've done. It's like, this is your reward. And this is someone or something that is around you right now. It's not a new thing. It's not something that you have to like master, or that you have to necessarily like get to know this person before they become one of your key people. you know how to do this. You know this person or this situation will feel very natural to you. It's something that maybe you held kind of out in the cold at one point. It was like, I can't do that. Like, I can't write that book, or I can't be spiritually evolved in this way. I can't do this or that. So you put that in like a deep, dark hole. And as you are allowing yourself to reflect, you're saying, I'm gonna, Five of Pentacles in reverse, take that thing or that person, I'll ask a clarifier, out of the cold. And I'm going to do something different. You may have passed up on this before, is the other thing I'm hearing. You may have like gone to school for an art degree or something, and now you're in finance. Like the beginning of your journey was included maybe something much different than what you do right now, who you are right now. Let's see if I can get more on a person though. Page of Cups. You don't see this coming. This is going to be a surprise. That's why Spirit doesn't want me to, I can't share it with you, because it's going to be something new and lovely and spiritually in line with you. This person, this change that you're making. I don't think Spirit's going to let me see anymore, but Page of Cups. Yeah. This tells me that it's like a stop. Six of Swords in the upright is a healing and a moving on and a moving forward and a dropping of the bags and starting new. And in reverse, it's unresolved right now. So this is in progress. What I can tell you is it's going to be very important for you to continue to focus on your vibration, what it is that you are sending out into the world. In even the little things, how you say hi to people, what you like to wear might change. For some reason, I'm getting that. You might need like a clothes overhaul, or like the kind of shoes you wear. I don't know, sneakers popped into my mind. It's like, maybe you want to wear flashy sneakers. Maybe you don't want to wear like the tennis shoes or something like that. I don't know. All right, let's ask, what's next? What is next for Gemini? What's next for Gemini, please? What next step should Gemini take? Three of Swords. Yeah, you're healing. You need to focus on healing your heart. There's grief around missing out on things that you feel like you should have done, regret maybe. Someone that you thought you were in a relationship that was going to be great for you isn't. The life that you worked so hard on isn't what you want. And that's sad. So allow yourself to grieve that. Let's see. What advice do you have for Gemini? What should Gemini do? Ace of Cups. Seven of Cups in reverse. You are... in true Gemini fashion, I wouldn't give yourself too many options, too many chances to escape this new vision that you have for yourself. This is a super amazing opportunity for you to just embrace your intuition. You've worked hard to even get yourself to this place. Don't give yourself an out. Like, oh, well, maybe I should just do this instead. Or, well, what if I didn't do like all of it? And I obviously don't know what it is we're talking about, but you do. And it's worth the risk. You will be rewarded. You will have success. It's time to untie yourself from like the ball and chain. This may be suggesting a big change in your life. And obviously, do not make a big change on what tarot says. This is just a suggestion. This is a way to find validation for what your inner self already knows. So, Ace of Cups can mean a new relationship. With the Page of Cups, there's definitely a good suggestion that this passion that you have is going to lead to a person in your new world that you really like, that you love, actually. There's passion there. So passion for yourself results in passion with someone else. Okay, this is gonna do it. Gemini, thank you so much for allowing me to read for you. I'm gonna tell you that this is my passion, and I was terrified to admit that I love to read cards. I was doing this in like the depths of my house, sometimes with some people, and now I'm on YouTube. So you can do this. You can do this too, whatever this looks like for you. All right, if this resonated at all, please, I would super appreciate a like. It does help the algorithm, and subscribe will make sure that I am with you the next time I do a reading for you. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you on the flip side.